This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, pet parents and pet friends. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets on Pet Life Radio. All right, for those of you that have been listening a long time, you know there is one thing I hate to do with my dog, my fur kid. I hate doing this. And I have something that's going to make my life and his life so much easier. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back after this message. Hey, it's Mr. Z's birthday coming up, and I have a great place where I'm going to go pick up some great party accessories for him and his pooch friends. Molly and Bandit Pet Party Accessories. They have wearables like adjustable party hats. They have bow ties and tutus. You know, Mr. Z is going to get the bow tie, of course, and then his girlfriend can have the tutu. And they also have photo prop kits with funny glasses and hats and, you know, table covers. There's party banners and cake decorations and treat bowls and cups and bags for some swag at the end. So it's everything you need to create memories and have Instagram-worthy photos. I am so excited. I cannot wait. They're in two colorful themes, tropical and fireman. I just can't decide. I think I'm going to get both. So go ahead and check out the great pet party products at mollyandbanditpetparty.com/petlife.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited to have with me the founder of Bristly. I'd like to introduce and welcome Petros Dertsakyan. Welcome. He is the founder and creator of Bristly.
Hey, thank you so much.
So people might be guessing by the name, but for all of those that are wondering, what does she hate so much? And it's not picking up the poop. That actually, it's you know, as a pet parent, it's a given. I hate brushing my dog's teeth. He hates when I do it. I hate when I do it. I think if you start at when they're a little puppy, it's easier. But for most pet parents, that's like up there in the top 5 things that they just hate doing with their dog because it's just they hate it. So Bristly is this really cool device that brushes your dog's teeth for you. Petros, I mean, you developed this, and before we describe what it looks like, how did you come about, you know, developing this really cool, nifty product called Bristly?
Sure. So when I set out to come up with a solution to this problem, one of the biggest things was what you mentioned, how difficult it was to brush dogs' teeth. And I really thought to myself, you know, the dogs are smart animals. They can do things on their own, a lot of things on their own. They just need the right tools to do that. And since when you look on the market, everything on the market is focused like on a human-centric design that you kind of give to your dog and expect it to just do it because we do it, I was like, you know, there has to be something that's designed for them that uses what they do naturally, what comes naturally to them to accomplish this. And I thought to myself, what's the biggest thing that dogs like to do on their own? Like they just grab stuff between their paws and chew down. Anything you throw at them, they're going to grab and chew. So I figured, how can we get that natural behavior to allow them to brush their teeth? So from that, I just started to like design different things and just sketch out different ideas. And the final, you know, product, Bristly, came out from all that iteration and ideas and whatnot.
It's really cool. It's a very strong rubber device that it has a stand on it. So if your dog is lazy, he could have it stand up and just chew it, sideways, so I guess. But it is easy for them to lay it on its side then and chew. And it has a lot of nubs in the center, almost like a toothbrush, and nubs on the other side. And my vet always says, even if you do doggy dentals, you still need to be on top of your dog's teeth during, and it's especially true for small dogs, because small dogs tend to have more tooth problems than larger dogs and also tend to lose teeth more. It's more common for small dogs to lose teeth than larger dogs. So the whole purpose of brushing the teeth is really to remove as much bacteria as you can. And so with the bristles, right, Petros, with the bristles and nubs and the chewing motion, that removes the bacteria, right?
Correct. So it's exactly right. What happens is the reason vets recommend brushing as the number one way to prevent dental issues is because brushing is a friction. It scratches or, rubs against the teeth, and it prevents bacteria from collectively combining together and becoming plaque. So, if you don't do that, then you see the yellow tint around the teeth, and that's plaque development because bacteria have been conglomerating together and hardening. So when you brush, it scrapes that off and prevents them from attaching together and becoming plaque. This prevents plaque buildup. You can just take your own toothbrush as a person and, even not using toothpaste, you can just scrub your teeth and you'll never get plaque. Now, your breath might be a little stinky, but you'll never develop plaque. So that friction, that rubbing motion is key to oral health and preventing plaque buildup, which causes disease.
Yes, a lot of people don't realize that, brushing your dog's teeth is not so, they're not going to have the white sparkly teeth. Well, some do, but, it's not so much for, that their teeth look so pretty. It's that not brushing the dog's teeth is one of the key proponents to disease in dogs. And
that's right.
Right. I know that it's been promoted more and more, and so more and more people are becoming aware, but a lot of people are not.
Correct. Like 84% of dogs have oral disease by the age of 3. It's the number one health problem for dogs, and it has some serious consequences. It's not just the stinky breath that everyone associates it with. They say, oh, yeah, my dog has stinky breath. That stinky breath is just one thing. It's just a cosmetic symptom. It can be very painful if you ever had a toothache. Imagine that all over your mouth because your gums are swollen. They bleed very easily. They're throbbing. It eats away at the tooth. And then teeth can fall out. It can spread to your body, and in the worst case, it leads to death, which is what happened to my childhood dog, actually.
Oh my gosh!
Because my childhood dog, he was a Pomeranian, Mickey. It was our first dog, and he had dental disease that had spread to his liver, and he had died from that. And at the time, this was in the early '90s, and pet oral care was never more there was no internet. I mean, there was no Google at the time, so you couldn't really have readily available information. And when you go to the vet, they, that's not the first thing vets really say. So we never knew much about oral care that we even had to brush our dog's teeth. So, when that happened, it was just whoa. So that was the inspiration for building it. But, when I grew up and I have dogs, I wanted to make sure that doesn't happen to them or anybody else ever again. So that's a reality that a lot of pet parents face. So the disease component is very serious. People should be educated about it. And there's a lot of misconceptions that we actually aim to clear up for people. Part of our strategy is not just saying, hey, buy our product, but it's also educating pet parents on what the best practices are. We have 4 vet supporters actively. 2 of them I've been on their shows, I've done, interviews with and whatnot. And they are, big on our education. They support our education because our education takes away the whole fad or the, trend things that you see on the internet. But we look at real science. That's where my background is. We look at real science, real studies on what works and how to take care of your dog's overall oral health, not just by brushing, which is the core component, but also other things you can do as well. So that's how we focus our education when we're, communicating with our pet parents.
Well, another thing too, the brushing is good, but you should also do dental cleanings. And our vet, who has a live talk show on Sundays at 12, Dr. Jeff, I've asked him a few times because my pooch is getting up there. He's 13, and I didn't even know if he should have the dental, a true dental where you might need x-rays, you need blood work, they go under. As long as your dog is healthy, it can happen. Now, Bristly is a great way to avoid a lot of the plaque and the dangers. The doggy cleaning is generally, annually. But Dr. Jeff always says that, age is not a disease. And as long as your dog is okay with blood work and so forth, you still should have those annual dentals, because that's when they get in and they really clean the dogs deep, like a people cleaning. They get up under the gum and all of that. But you do need something on a regular basis afterwards. And that's where Bristly comes in, because you can't just have a dental cleaning once a year and think, okay, it's good. And if you have a dog that has health issues and is not safe to have the dental exam, there's twilight cleaning, which is not a hardcore. It's not a real. It's just a mild dental cleaning. But the real dental cleaning is when they are put to sleep.
Correct.
The Bristly is not. You still need to do something. What I'm saying is you still need to do something on a regular basis. And that's where Bristly comes in.
Yes, correct. And, with Bristly, too, like I said, with our education, we make sure to educate people. We're not just out there saying, hey, use our product and you're done. So we're out there with real education on how to properly maintain oral health. Daily brushing, hands down, you have to do, and that's what Bristly helps with. And just like with us, we don't skip out our dentist visits, right? We have to get our deep cleanings done, because that's where a lot of bacteria and plaque actually built up under the gums, just like you said. So you should definitely get your yearly cleaning, but you have to maintain in between daily with toothbrushing. And if you don't do that, if you clean it once a year, plaque builds up. Over 24 to 48 hours, you can have plaque formation, and they start to affect it. So by the time you get your dental cleaning, and especially as you get older, you're going to have tooth deterioration happening until you get the cleaning done. And then your gums are going to get infected, and then that infection can spread by the time you go get your cleaning done. So there's a lot of issues that can happen, and they might require to extract the teeth, and it's all this problem. So even if you're doing once a year cleaning, it's not really solving any problem.
Right. You have to, well, for people, I mean, I've never heard of doggy dental floss, but you have to floss. You have to, those speed brushes really make a big difference as far as plaque. And I remember having one on my show a long time ago, but, for most dogs, and Mr. Z's a little neurotic. Sorry, Zeus, but you are. And putting something like vibrating in by his mouth. I think the first time I tried it, he was really sleepy. He didn't freak. But the second time, forget it. He bolted. So I thought, this is not going to work.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with the Bristly, would you put any kind of doggy toothpaste on the part with the gum, or some kind of flavor so that the dogs get excited to chew?
I'm glad you said that, actually. Well, so the cool thing about Bristly is that, so you mentioned the paw pads earlier. The paw pads are there because since dogs love to hold stuff between their paws, it stabilizes the brush, and that's what that paw pad's there for. But the really cool part, to your point, is at the top there's a hole that you can actually fill up with the toothpaste reservoir with dog toothpaste. And as the dog bites down, in the bristled areas where it's like a groove that's submerged, when the dog bites down, the teeth go down to the gum line, and in the bottom of that body on both sides, it squirts out the toothpaste from inside the reservoir as they bite down. So it's like a self-sustaining toothbrush toothpaste combo where you just add the toothpaste, they bite, it dispenses each time, and bam, it cleans it. So you don't even have to add it on the bristles. It's not going to fall anywhere. It's inside the brush itself, and it dispenses as they brush.
That is very cool. So would you advise putting doggy toothpaste, or could you put like another doggy type of thing? I guess toothpaste, right? Because
yeah, I mean, honestly, toothpaste is the best, but things that also
doggy toothpaste. For everybody
doggy
listening,
doggy toothpaste. That's
not
right.
People toothpaste is no good for dogs. Doggy toothpaste.
Yes, that's 100% correct. Doggy toothpaste. And actually, I had to learn the hard way. Actually, I was talking to one of my vet friends, and they were telling me that if you don't tell people, they might get confused and use regular toothpaste. I was like, oh, my God. So, yeah, doggy toothpaste for sure. But you can also use coconut oil, a little bit of coconut oil, because it's also antimicrobial, and it tastes good. But best bet is doggy toothpaste because it has a nice enzymatic action and other things. We actually have our own unique toothpaste, doggy toothpaste that came out, and it has some unique features that no other paste on the market has. But you can use any toothpaste, doggy toothpaste that your dog already likes as well.
Okay, great. And then for cleaning, can you just rinse them out, dishwasher? How would you clean them? Yeah,
both. Correct. You can put it in the dishwasher, you can rinse it, and both will work fine. They're dishwasher safe. Natural rubber is pretty tough, so it's easy to just put in there and it comes out clean.
Well, Mr. Z and Nikki had a blast. And they both recently had their dental, and I am staying on top of it this year. One, because even though Mr. Z's in good health, he's pushing it up there, so I can't do another dental at 14. That's like, no.
Oh, wow.
And Nicky lost some teeth, so I want to keep whatever he has left in his mouth.
Oh, no.
So, well, with little dogs, little dogs, I heard it's common for them to lose teeth. It just, I don't know why.
Very.
It's just
They're
common.
more susceptible to oral disease for some reason. My little Chihuahua Terrier mix, I tell you, her morning breath is awful. But my pit bull, her breath is fine. And I'm like, why? For some reason, little dogs just have worse breath and more commonly have dental issues.
I don't know why either. Maybe it's because they have like little teeth, like baby teeth, versus the other ones have big teeth. I don't know. But where can everybody find out more about Bristly?
Yeah, thank you. You can check out our website, bristly.com, and that's just how it's spelled, like in the dictionary, BRISTLY.com. And you can get our access to social media there if you want to find more information. And, that's a good place to start, and it'll take you to all the other places. We have blogs and wonderful things where vets have given feedback. So a lot of education, a lot of information on Bristly and our core mission to empower dogs to be independent and live happy and healthy lives.
Okay, and can they purchase Bristly right on your website?
They can, yes. When they go there, they can purchase Bristly from there, along with our toothpaste, the special oral health prebiotic toothpaste, and along with a tongue cleaner for that fresh breath and other things as well. But Bristly definitely is right there.
Well, wonderful. I know that some people think, well, I'm giving my dog bones. They're on a raw food diet. They're eating special. Do I really need to take care of their teeth? Aren't the bones going to get, their teeth are nice and white. Aren't the bones going to take care of everything? Is that true?
I'm glad you mentioned that. So a couple things. First, I want to start off with the raw diet trend that everyone is doing nowadays. Now, raw diet does have some benefits, but there are a lot of veterinary clinical studies out there that show no impact or improvement on dental health with raw food. In fact, the risk of getting an infection because of salmonella or something, improper handling of raw food, is higher than any benefit that's observed in dental health, which to date there are no studies that show any dental benefit of raw foods. That trend you got to be careful with and not just get comfortable with the fact that I'm feeding them raw, their teeth are great, because food is food. On your teeth where the bacteria live, that food is food to them too, so they'll grow. There's nothing that's cleaning them. But the bones, this is a tricky one because bones are definitely good for dogs' teeth. It makes them stronger because when you bite down, it gives that impact resistance on teeth. But there are a couple of caveats there. You can crack dogs' teeth with bones if it's a bone that's too strong for them.
You can crack dogs' teeth because that happened to one of my pooches years ago, and her tooth was actually cracked vertically versus horizontally. And I lived in Los Angeles, I had to go to the doggy dentist, which is in Beverly Hills, and cost like a fortune. So you have to be careful. And you also have to be careful that the type of bone that you get is the correct bone and doesn't shatter.
That's right. No chicken or turkey. And people think, if you give raw chicken bone, it's fine. No. It will shatter. What you said about the cracked teeth, the vets that I always talk to that are advisors, they've told me horror stories about dogs' teeth cracking from bones and all these things. We have to be very careful with bones. But at the same time, in addition to the shattering aspect, very bad and costly, if your dog has plaque or oral disease already, which most dogs do, any dog that's not a puppy already has it, the plaque that's on your teeth, the tartar and plaque that's on your teeth, when you bite down the bones, it actually shoves that into the gum line because it's scraping it, but it's pushing it into the gum line. So that can cause infections to spread across your body. So that's also very dangerous. But the third point I want to make about bones is that although they do have a scraping effect, again, they are still food items. The organic element in the bone, just like it feeds the dog, it also feeds the bacteria. They can digest that and take the substrates, the chemicals that are food to them, and grow. So the temporary scraping that exists when you're eating the bone versus the residual chemicals that are feeding the bacteria kind of are counteracting that. So it has benefits, but it's not like a replacement for toothbrushing or oral care. Those are the things that are scientifically based that you got to be very careful of. And that come from a molecular biology background focusing on microbiomes of bacteria. A lot of people don't realize that when you eat raw diet or whatever, that food that you think is helping them is feeding the bacteria too, and bones too. There's enzymes in the bone marrow. There's sugary substances that are residues from the meat that was on there that feeds the bacteria. So you gotta be very careful.
I'm thinking more like the plain bones. I mean, bones with some meat that the dogs need to have and they're supervised. Those are, for the most part, okay. It's just giving them the raw little hoof ones. But that was a great point to make. Petros, thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling everyone about Bristly. This is a great, cool device for having your dog brush his own teeth or her own teeth. So thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
What a great show. Thanks so much for listening. I want to thank my testers, Mr. Z and Nikki, for having a fun time using Bristly and brushing their own teeth. Made Mama very happy. Thanks to my guest, Petros, for coming on and telling us all about Bristly. Thanks to everyone listening. And thanks, of course, to my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound great.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.